If you want to learn more about our rich Adventist heritage, basic fundamental beliefs, counsel on courtship and marriage,
or simply a deeper study of God's written word, then join us Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. on our Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as Channel 98 on Central TV. Join in and be a part of this special Bible studies effort by praying that God continues to lead and bless this ministry, by becoming a faithful viewer and inviting your friends and family to like and share our programs, by your kind donations and of course your generous financial contributions. Contact us at 416139351 or send us an email at atn@cbm.belizeunion.org. We are located at 10 3/4 miles Philip Golson Highway. Thank you for being a part of the ATN ministry. It is our prayer that you will keep the book of the law always on your lips.
meditate on it day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to that which is written therein. Then thou shalt make thy way prosperous and have good success.
All my life, I've been dealing with projects. I do a lot of research. Basically try to understand how different materials affect fires. It involves a lot of formulas and gathering data. I met this girl once in grad school, and we got to talk about all kinds of things and also about God. It was great. I could share with her what I believed in. And then I got busy with my own research and realized I may have treated her like a project. Like, I kind of expected her to change herself. But people are so much more than projects. There's some kind of human connection to it. I think we're supposed to share our lives with those around us, but sometimes just being with them, being their friend, that's the best way to find true connection. And that's what witnessing is to me, relationships and friendships.
Good evening and thank you for joining us once again for your favorite nighttime television show, You Come Alive. You know it's your favorite place to be. We are your favorite set of faces to see on your screens. Yes, I'm your host this evening, Jalen Pascascio, and with me,
Aislinn Murillo.
It's very lonely here on set, but I promise you, not because there's an absence of people means there's an absence of energy, yes?
That's right.
We want to tell you that if you're not watching us, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Channel 98, and on Twitch. We invite you to like, comment, subscribe, and share this live stream. I was going to get to that.
Whoa.
Because the TikToks are TikToking. And they're very funny. If you're not yet following our TikTok page, it's Youth Come Alive on TikTok. Tonight we are continuing our series of things we wish we knew before. Marriage edition. How fortunate or how ironic that the two most fit people, the two most single people are talking about marriage this evening. But never to worry. We have reached out to some off-screen married people, and we have a lot to share this evening, yes?
The people and get a degree and certificate
in marriage.
You know? We asked them some nice questions. Listen, we had to PG-13 some of those comments.
Listen, if I would tell you some of the submissions that we received, Our show is not late enough in the night to discuss those things.
Then when they go off.
But nevertheless, we have some very interesting answers to share with you of things they wish they knew before.
We're not married, but what is something that you, from asking these questions, what is something that you notice is a reoccurrence in the answers?
In the answers?
Yeah. Like what are like the staple things that people give you an answer to? We will get to the questions there, but we just take the least surface right now.
I've seen things like communication, reality versus expectations, changing personality, and that reminds me, it's a joke that I saw in a Madea movie that she said you're supposed to say I do 10 times. Because after every 5 or 10 years, you're a new person, and it's a new person you're getting married to all over again. So you have to build up the I do's beforehand.
When you said just now, reality versus, expectation versus reality, it reminds me of when you see these outfits that you want to buy.
What I ordered online versus what I
ordered, right. What I see online versus what I got. But man, so yes. So what now that you're seeing these things, what is one of the things you're going to make sure you edit before you get into your marriage? I have to say edit, right? Because you can't. It's harder to edit when you're in the marriage. So you would want to fix it now.
And I'll give the common answer when everybody says, you're supposed to keep dating a person, you keep the romance and these things, but not giving a false representation of what you are bringing to the table, because now when you're in a dating stage and the courtship, you try show off what you could do, you try impress, and then when you don't say I do and you go back home, now a different person because the facade comes off.
You get flat like what soft drink where you left there on the side for a few hours and then it loses sparkle.
Danny, you know what? I have an even more dramatic example. When those people of the female persuasion take off the extensions or the wig and the eyebrows and eyelash and the makeup come off and a whole new person. Yeah, that's how the switch flip.
I glad I know.
Please.
It's not a problem, but we want to make sure that we're building something real, because you're studying to be an engineer, right? Right. So when you're building a foundation, you want to make sure you have enough steel in the bottom, and then you have to make sure that with the underneath the ground strong enough to hold the concrete building, right? Yeah. So that means you have to drive some piles in case you get. Because if the foundation not steady or stern enough, it will start to lean past sideways, and then the whole building will be useless.
Yeah, then look like Sinkville.
Right. Yeah, look right on the highway going
coming up to the studio.
So you don't want what you want to like. I heard several couples, and I think I mentioned it in the TikTok. You're gonna see that later on. Just so you know, I mentioned in the TikTok. I said, because I heard a couple said it. This guy said if he had worked on his marriage in the courtship time, it wouldn't be so difficult when they got married.
A word.
So what you want to do is ask the hard questions. Sometimes the hard question might make you lose that person, but then it's better you lose the person before you walk down the aisle and then have to live with the person for eternity, because it's until death do us part.
Yeah.
Right? So you want to make sure that what you're building is strong. Right. What you're building is not plastic bag. Because anything pop through it, you can't put a brick inside our plastic bag and expect you could walk fire to Ladyville and the brick still in the plastic bag.
Okay. All right. These examples, wow. These examples, wow.
Think about it. It's reality.
All right. To our viewers online, if you're watching and you are of the married persuasion, and there's something you wish you knew before, it don't have to be nothing bad. I promise you, we're not here to scandal anybody's business. Keep it very PG-13. Feel free to drop it in the chat, and we will get to it.
You know, people, what I see this as is, then get married, then go through the process, the journey, and then what you do, you look behind you to see the person coming up, and you give them the advice so that they know that what not to do,
right,
or how to help you to have a better relationship than they have. I mean, that's for the people that are real honest and really would want to see you thrive inside a marriage or a relationship,
right,
rather than just see the struggles and then leave it there.
Right.
So that's why we have people that got married long before us and going through, they have their little struggles, and so that's their time now to look behind them to say to the young people coming up, guess what? I had to face this in my early years of marriage, but if I had set this and this up for me and my wife, things would be far different.
True.
Or vice versa.
And then you know the opposite side of it. You have some people be like, if I had to go through it, you have to go through it too.
No, I don't like that kind of people. Like,
we don't like them because
no.
What is the purpose of you withholding information? You'd be stingy for what? Grow
you know,
up.
When you said that just now, I used to can't stand there people in a high school where you can't ask them, yo, how you do this? Give me, help me with this. And they go like, no, I do my homework, you should have do yours too. I didn't do mine because maybe I didn't understand. So I waited till I got here to ask you to help me because I know you understand. So why allow me to struggle when you could help me to not struggle?
Right. Right.
Imagine if God will help us, if God will leave us to struggle, what we would do.
Enough people that may make it, I promise you, because being a Christian, I always say it's not for the weak, because when you get too comfortable and things too nice, something wrong. Something wrong.
No, that's sontun.
Sontun?
Sontun. Wang.
Like Sonny Anton?
Like, well, whatever.
Oh, sorry. All right, so we formulated some questions.
Yes.
And we will go over some of the answers that we received because I cannot deal with this. The first question we asked our anonymous couples, and they don't know.
I'll give some of you ask the question and then I'll go through a list of the few of the answers.
Okay. The first question was, name something married couples commonly fight about.
You could answer the question as well if you have an answer.
Name something married couples commonly fight about.
Finance. The first person said finance. Insignificant things. Like forgetting things, leaving the laundry clothes in the wrong place. Poor communication. Responsibilities. Finance again. Trust. Finance again. Finance. Yeah, it's been finance.
So that's been the biggest one right there.
Finance.
The people are fighting about the money. What are for me, that for me, but the people that say what is yours is mine and what is mine is mine.
Why would I go into a marriage if I have $2 and you have $2? With $4 could do we but buy a $4 chicken and then
they stopped selling $4.
Well, so they did right. So they stopped selling $4 chicken.
Moving right along. Name an excuse for not having a weekly date night with your spouse.
kids and long hours of working, being lazy, finance again, finance, broke, wee!
Money is the problem?
A week, finance and time, well, tired and sleepy, tired and busy, finance again.
So finance is the problem. What I'm understanding is a lot of marital issues revolves around finance. Wow, that's very interesting. Are y'all not preparing? You're not saving?
I mean, it's not a matter of not saving, but at least knowing, have a budget.
Yeah.
Or you can't go into the marriage without a job. I had to misspell it.
Wow. Is the bank not giving like loans? Why government not support families who are going through marital financial issues?
We're
not.
I mean, I hear rent high.
Rent is significantly high. Yeah. And then you have to pay for utilities in the house that you do not own. Next question. Name something a person might say they love about being married. And this question,
these people went off. We had to
censor some of these things and make them a little more PG-13.
Sex, the freedom of being yourself, the playfulness, partnership, company, sex is no longer a sin, getting full effect of marital business, accountability partner, or companionship.
So the people are having sex. The people
enjoying it.
We're laughing, but listen, it is a blessing from God, I understand.
That's right.
It was ordained and sanctified for the married people. We shan't speak on those participating. Next question says, name something a person would say is hard about being married.
Adjusting to one another's habits and compromise. Stop the fairly well. The other day I was talking to a guy, and the compromising situation was, okay, I gave a he said I didn't give a compromise, but I gave a compromise to one of the most insignificant things. And he blew the entire content out of proportion.
Wow.
And so I went, peace. Compromise, I mean, if I give you a compromise and you said another compromise, maybe it's not the one that you wanted, but I gave one. So you should have at least acknowledged the fact that I gave you a compromise to something that I absolutely do not like, but I still give a compromise, and that should have at least been acknowledged. But anyways, compromise there. The part of there. Okay, boundaries. Okay, complaining, man. Not seeing eye to eye. So compromising
is the thing. Wow, we have a comment here from Adrian. Adrian, thanks for the comment.
Welcome, Adrian.
Welcome into the chat. The problem is we see the struggles. We heard many testimonials of what marriages been through, and we make the leap anyhow, thinking we can do better at ours. But it's far from reality, because not because they struggle, that means I will struggle.
Right.
You know, people have that perception. We can have a manual for marriage, but the bottom line is that it's a personal commitment to love, regardless of the flaws and regardless of imperfections. If your relationship with God isn't rooted and grounded deep in Him, All you will focus on are the flaws, the mistakes, the errors, the clothes will never put in a laundry basket, dishes will never wash up, the slightly burnt rice and beans. Imagine if God would focus only on our sins and not mercy and grace to show us his conditional love.
Brother.
I think I said this last time. If God can turn water into wine, what about marriages who are struggling? Wow. Yes, these are real issues that young people need to understand, that your relationship with God is the only safe guide.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't looking for a rule book or something or a guide or something that will, you know, lead us to the right path. But we're like asking that the people that are married to not withhold the information from us as young people that are looking or getting ready and prepared to walk that same path. I mean, why not help us or give us a little heads up so that we at least know if we get in it this way, there will be some kind of situation if you don't listen. So if you're going without the finance fixed or the finance at the spot where you would like it to be, then you know that there is going to be some kind of fight or talk or argument over money. Money that we're looking for and none of us have because we can't, it's not there.
You know, it makes me think of being in school. Especially one course that I took, it was properties of materials. Properties of materials? No. Yeah. No. It's another one. But it's a theoretical class.
Okay.
So, you know, for exam, you're allowed to use a textbook, but if you don't know what you're looking for in that textbook, it's useless information. So you can have the manual on how to be married, but if you don't know what you're doing in that manual, you still have the problems.
That was me in my abnormal psychology class. That class, we could have write everything straight out the textbook because it's like a diagnosis book, right? And in there, it gives you the problem, the disorder, and lists the amount of things. It's like the DSM-5 TR, 5th edition.
It's a lot of,
right, that's a diagnosis book for, it's a diagnosis book for the disorder. It's what psychologists use to diagnose a disorder, right? It's like looking at that, there's a list of what the thing is, the meaning of it, and what you would see. If you don't know where to find it, then how would you find the answers for what you're looking for?
Right.
I mean, I made sure I listened because I like open book exam because I could be able to flip through my pages then. Me kind of really hard because to find the thing then I'm a lot. But we just need something to lead with the answer, get it a little light. And that's why everybody have an experience, and your experience might save me. My experience might save somebody else. So it's just to share it, to light the path for somebody else where last behind we.
Right. And with that point, I'm taking your job. We're gonna take a quick break here, and when we come back, we have more to talk about, and we have a guest joining us.
I just want you to know that it's a 2 week straight you take my job, and I don't like it. None at all. We are fight.
Cut the camera. We'll be right back after the break.
Are you on a health journey for the new year? Have you been looking for nutritious and delicious health food substitutes and cannot find it anywhere in town?
Well, we've got good news for you. Raquel Imports proudly presents a new soya pack line of products, which includes soy-based milk options and meat substitute, 100% caffeine-free corn coffee.
What?
Yes, you heard that right. 100% caffeine-free corn coffee and much more.
This can't get better than this.
These products are now available for immediate purchase at Raquel's Imports, located at 3A Street, Kings Park, Belize City, coming soon to a store near you. Direct message our Facebook page or call us at 611-0601 for more details. Soya Pack, a healthier option for you.
We're fine. It's been crazy lately, though. Last week, this tornado just crashed through my entire neighborhood. Everything went dark. We had, no electricity, nothing. All of my classes are online, and that's why it's really difficult to keep up with everything. But, I think God calls me in the midst of all of this chaos and noise and, I don't know, everything. But he doesn't compete for just my attention. He competes for my heart. That's why I need to spend time with him in the quiet. And it's so interesting to me that even though I'm with him in just those quiet moments, experiencing him is not quiet. It's so much more, much greater and fulfilling. And that's the fascinating thing. His power is not just bound to those quiet moments, but they give me the trust and strength that I need every day.
The hard work was done.
Things we wish we knew when we were younger, Part 3. We wish we knew when we were younger, Part 3.
The hard work was done in the courtship. You would have to do it in the marriage. Children are not handcuffs for your partner. Not because you have them, that means they have to stay. Marriage is like a fart. If you force it, it's probably...
Just say yes. Even when you know she's wrong, she's always right. I promise.
Better listen.
Excuse me to tell a story.
Oops.
Are you on a health journey for the new year? Have you been looking?
Things we wish...
And welcome back. They give me the welcome back because it take me break time. Hey, but no worry. Next week I will do my break. Just for now, because no one used to just see me. They do my break. You hear, Jalen? Anyways, we thank you guys for staying tuned with us. I hope you guys saw our TikTok just now. It was very funny. It was funny while we were doing it.
Yeah.
And we had a good laughter. So I hope you guys had a good laughter as well. What's the comment saying about that, our TikTok? I know while he's checking to see that, we have a virtual guest.
Yes. Our virtual guest is coming all the way out of Santa Elena, Mr. J.R. Montejo. Is he in yet?
Yes, he's in.
He's there. JR, nice to see you.
Good guy.
What first time on You Come Alive? What's it like? What's it like?
Nervous.
You shouldn't be nervous. You're not in the studio on the
Please,
magic
you're not in front
chair.
of all of the camera and the lights. All right, Mr. Montejo, we have some questions. You know, we're talking about, I briefed you before, things we wish we knew before, marriage edition. And you know, since we are unfit to speak on those things, we have enlisted your help as a veteran youth that's been married to see what advice you can give people after you that they can know before they get married, yes?
First, tell our viewers how long you've been married for.
You want to go ahead and unmute your mic for us, please? Sorry. It's unmuted?
He said he's not muted. Speak, let us hear you. Yeah, we can't hear nothing you're saying. Yeah, we can't hear nothing you're saying.
While our TD figures our situation, we had a comment before we went to break from Adeline, who says finding time for each other, especially when children are involved, is hard because you know the little gremlins, I mean those precious gems that God has given to us, they require a lot of attention, especially in the formidable years of toddlers. Yeah? They get in at everything, they climb on top of everything, they stay hungry. If
No
they're not
bathroom break.
None.
Your sanity used to be when you know you got take that little moment in the bathroom and scroll forever past TikTok or whatever.
Then right outside the door to knock.
Knock. Mommy. That is one thing I see, and I know it before I get into any marriage.
You see, this is why I appreciate being Uncle Jalen, because I can give the attention they need in the moment, and then when I get enough,
give it
call for a picnic.
I like being Auntie Aislinn as well. I enjoy being Auntie Aislinn. And then, Mommy Denise, where are you? Give it back. But I love my nephew. So I enjoy that role as Auntie.
All right, we're going to try once again with Mr. Montejo. You still on the line?
I'm here. You have me?
Right. Could you go ahead and tell us, Mr. Montejo, how long you've been married to your beautiful wife?
5 good years, going for 6 in September.
5 years, going on 6. That's almost as long as I've been alive, no? Oh, and in that 5 years, how has it been? Don't spare any feelings. Go ahead.
The first couple years are the hardest I'd say for me. There's a lot of adjusting. We never really gone through the whole courtship period where say get to know the person, live together. When we live together, there are big moments at times, but never as Christians. So there's a lot of things that you never necessarily know going through. And so it caused a lot of I was doing it before, I probably don't know how to do it. Right now the first couple of years, but then you start to communicate. That was the hardest part to my wife. But when she get upset or sad, once she gets confronted, she tend to drop down. No one talk, no one talk. That will make it hard. But the last few years, you just get a lot better because you learn to talk and learn to never really know where you go until you do the situation. You can't prepare for your marriage. I don't feel nobody tell you. The man, marriage, and marriage, right? He had a
Semesters a marriage school, because you know a few months back when we were talking to the Robinsons, they said that marriage is like university. You never quite finish it. You're learning every day that passes.
I would say getting a doctorate degree because you never finish. Okay, if you're not specialized, you can't get the big bucks.
A doctorate and postgrad.
Right. So, yeah. So, one of the questions I would like to ask is, what is something you wish you know? I mean, the topic for the show today is what you wish you know before you got married.
Before that, my wife may be a walking hospital patient.
Say?
That may be a hospital patient so much.
Listen, right? We're friends. If Karina puts you out of the house, I can't give you my bed. Give it the next best thing. So please keep your answers.
That's so.
Saved. Name something a spouse might avoid doing around their partner. Name something you would avoid doing around your partner.
Again.
Alive, you're hearing us. We're not hearing you. We're not hearing you, though.
Hearing you.
All right. We're gonna spin back to you. We're gonna spin back to you. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere too far. But some answers we had for that one was plain and straight: farting, passing gas, using the restroom, or taking a poop. Discussing certain topics, you know, certain things are not so comfortable doing, even though I don't know how comfortable you can't be around your partner.
I mean, some people, there's certain things they feel like everybody shouldn't have to be a part of.
True.
So why does my spouse have to be a part of me farting? That is kind of a little disgusting, right?
Listen, my auntie's philosophy: fart free wherever you may be. So don't keep it in, because carbon monoxide poisoning, it's very serious. The next one was lie. Not the lies and deception. Changing their clothes.
Why?
I just know, cause and this person, the same person, had the full effects of marital sex, because I feel like, you know, for those kind of activities to happen, you have to. Then we're not here.
I guess the lights are off and the covers are fully on.
That's what it is.
That's funny.
We're not here to judge anyone. Being him or herself. That's funny. Because you know what? What you see is what you get. Yes, once you're close enough to know me, what you see is what you get. And I'm a low budget comedian, yeah. So my sense of humor, it flows.
You
so
know,
I will always be myself. If you cannot take jokes, then
you're not a low budget comedian.
yeah, cause
No, he's not a comedian when I get paid.
that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Low
That's
budget means at least you get something.
The next person. The next person. So yeah, those are some of the answers we got. Next question, while we wait for the audio to be sorted out with our virtual guest. Name something couples stop doing after they are married.
The first one is crazy. Flirting with each other.
So all of a sudden, boy move fire. Girl, what happened to you?
Move a stinking foot.
All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, your toes are so precious, my love.
I mean, my toes are really pretty. They're cute.
How
anyway, I just you brought that there, so I just had to, throw it in there. I mean, if the cameraman was here, we could have zoom all the way in for my toes. I mean, anyways, we're not going there. Just to play. Anyways, flirting with each other, being romantic. So we are just two old people now. We are two bombs. We are stone.
As the reception over, it's over. Because, like I said earlier, you don't do the impressing, so why I need to throw the sweet words to your father?
No, they pay too much money for the wedding, so now they're stressed. So they can't flirt no more. I flirt for use all the money just now. No, we don't have to do that no more. Dating each other. I don't know. I'm a hopeless romantic. I don't know. I like flirting and I'm a very romantic person, and so I don't know how I could.
You need to try to get points with the viewers. So just
I mean, I single.
Well, free marketing. If you want the number and just send us a PM and we can give you the contact details. The next one, someone said having fun.
Having fun. Wow.
So all of a sudden your life just get boring because you tied down to somebody?
I don't know. I don't know how I could not laugh in a relationship.
Wow.
Somebody just said, I don't know. I mean,
that's a solid answer.
Right.
Solid answer.
Spending quality time with each other. So what to do? That would be a big problem for me. Because that one of my love languages, quality time. Even if I have to spend 10 hours on the phone with you, or I could just sit down and do nothing. You on your phone, I on my phone. It's a moment spent together. How do you not want to? Maybe I just want to be in that person's skin fully. I guess then I need to wear a big shirt and then I could just push my hand through and then we could walk around like that. I'm just saying.
So on that note, let's try to welcome our virtual guest. Because spiraling over here. Spiraling.
I'm sorry guys. He could want to be fake. I don't be fake. He could want to say what he don't want. Because maybe right up and say a little link or link the link, When you text 18 and tell you one young man where the youth come alive.
Please, but make sure you're not coming no baggage because, you know what? JR, are you on the line?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Hearing you much better now. Like you get clear skin all of a sudden. You get good lighting. That now. Wow. All right. So we have a question for you. Name something a wife might tell her husband he needs to change.
I hear this all the time. You say, 'cause before we got through her old text messages, like what, how we used to talk before we married, and she said if it change back to the person before, where I used to be one simp, we are called one simp, no one romantic, because I tell she in my past how I used to be a romantic. I get up early morning and text my girl or something, and I never been to that with my wife. He says so, and if it start to some other things, so just we I don't know help the relationship, I guess. But small things like that help wash up dishes, clean. Although I know you not left me do it, but I don't know. Small things, just I say small things to help the relationship.
Text. Send a little sweet text. Light a little candle.
You have to keep it hot. You have to keep
Even if that's just the 30th, eat it with a candle.
Not the 30th, man.
I mean, it's a part of keeping the romance going. Flirting. They said that flirting is like a little reward, so it gives out all those happy hormones inside your body, and then for the female, it evokes all the nerves inside. So you have to throw a little sweet line here and there to make everything start the blood rush. You know, you get a little hot.
Wow. Some of the answers we had here, they're funny. Bad style. Peeing on the toilet seat.
No, sir.
Smacking her on the bum too hard. Maid service / the Cinderella effect. So apparently some of you husbands think that I'm married to Cinderella, and Cinderella I just come clean up the house and make sure to get to the food and come wipe the sweat off on the forehead, make sure no beans left in your teeth. No, sir. You don't need to do better than that. Attitude.
Hey.
Attitude. Eating habits. Okay. Communication skills. So bad habits on a whole, because that whole Cinderella thing, it's a very bad habit.
Right.
Y'all need to work on that.
You know, maybe we could come to that communication, since we've been always seeing that, and maybe we could ask JR about his style of communication. What is your communication like when it comes to talking to your wife and communicating to her things? Whatever it is about, whether it's about finance, whether it's about the house, whether it's about some problem or issue, what's the communication like?
Well, a lot better, you would say. Because in our relationship or in our marriage, I tend to be the communicator. And she at first, never really used to, like I said, it used to shut down when you're telling her certain things. But as of late, the last few years, a couple of years, I should say, everything seemed a lot better, because now it's easier to talk to somebody who will listen and not think about it as you to try be one slave master or the head. And I know I say every relationship but like that. Sometimes certain people have to find what works for them. But for me and my wife, whenever we communicate, I ask for something, she don't want to take it as one negative thing. She want to look on it as we the work together to create happiness. And that our way really comes down to the way how you communicate and the way how she takes what you're trying to say. Because you could say, babe, the food make too much salt. Somebody, wife might take that and be like, well, no, eat it then. But our way to try to say, like, your food is normally nice. That like one backhand compliment, you would have said. But today, something happened. But it's all how you communicate and how she take it. So I don't know.
To you guys, when we communicate, if I receive the same signal that you did, then that was a proper communication. But if I send you a signal and you receive it in a different way than how I send it, then there was a glitch in the communication. So it's all about how you send it and how the receiver receives the communication.
You know, and this is why I think voice notes will be a very big thing for me, because I tend to sound sarcastic. So the people that say,
okay,
see, case in point, right? So my words sometimes get misconstrued, and people think I have ill intentions or I'm being sarcastic when I say certain things. So I was sending the voice note because I don't even hear. So who you think you did talk to?
But the voice note song the same way like your text. Anyways, my kind
yes, but then it's a little bit more intentional, because then you not have to be like, how would you let me to say this? You already hear how I'm saying it.
No, because then sometimes you go back to a moment where, okay, how you may I say it when I'm softer or when I'm nicer? And then this one song a little aggressive. People, especially female, you compare you remember a moment and you compare that with that, and then you link something. So that's where those miscommunication comes in right there.
Interesting. You
speak in cursive.
I maintain that I have the moderately enthusiastic, colorful.
That's how you see it.
Colorful voice.
That's how you see it, but some people might not see it like that. That's why I say that you're not cursive. Anyways, back to it, guys.
All right, Mr. Montejo. We have one more question before we let you go back to your wife, so you can go do the couple things. What's
I'm gonna leave it just now?
No, of course not.
Just to play.
So, what's one thing that you've learned, whether by going through some difficulty, talking to someone who's have seniority in the field of marriage? What's one thing that you've learned so far that you think more people should know about being married?
Marriage is everything, every day that a new thing. I don't know, but who right? I watch this thing on TikTok, famous TikTok, where the guy said, whenever you have one issue, that not me versus you, that me and you versus the issue. And I feel like a lot of relationships, it be marriage or just courting or dating or just talking, will really come to life whenever couples understand that short but very mighty statement. Because they're not about who's right and who's wrong. They're about what we could do together to get past whatever it is. If it's infidelity, if it's finance, if it's whatever it is, anything you put in the way of a relationship between you and your wife and God, if everyone would understand that it's us versus that, us versus the world, I feel like every marriage, every relationship would be successful. All the small compromises, what we would I get vexed for, we would understand that it's insignificant to say the least, because we understand that the end goal, the us versus everything else. And I feel like a lot of people fail to realize that. But that way I wish I may know the first couple of years in my marriage.
JR, I have to tell you that Pastor Jeller said, can JR's wife join him?
Is she around?
Yeah, I know. I don't know how your head look.
Did you just say that?
For the viewers to see her and
Give a couple seconds. So catch her off guard. Yet have to go get ready for board meeting tonight.
I understand that she's in the kitchen making tortilla. So with that, we thank you for joining us, JR.
Before he leaves, what is something that you would like to share to this generation of young people getting ready to or prepping to join this journey on marriage? What would you encourage them?
That's a good one. That's a very good question. Look, I think. Give me 2 seconds. Why would I tell them? No left guard out tight. And stop the train with self as soon as something go wrong, we left the person what we dealt with. Because in a marriage, there's no leaving. And I feel like that will a lot of people live. Because before, if I don't like how this one sleep or I don't like how he do something, I literally don't walk out of a relationship. But in a marriage, there's none of that. So stop the look on the small stuff and focus more on the love you have for each other, and that love only grow. And that honestly, I love my wife from 2017, and I don't know how much more I could love her, but it literally you just grow with the person. So start give up and start give in. Not always have to be me. Not always have to be the right one. Small apologies won't carry the relationship far. So just focus on that.
All right.
Okay.
Very wise words, Mr. Montejo. You too smart for this life, G. Yeah? With that, we thank you for joining us this week. This is not going to be your last time here on You Come Alive. We will be seeing your face again, and hopefully next time it can be in person. We're going to work on that. Thanks for being here. You're free to go come pang. All right, before we get to the end of the show, we have some comments here.
Yes,
I just need to shout out. We have Ellen saying, don't do it. Ellen, sound advice, I guess. Adrian says, a successful married couple in communication don't argue, they discuss. A word. A word. Right.
Adeline says here, people need to know that marriage is not a bed of roses. It will have ups and downs. What is important is how a couple work together to get through the downs. One must also remember to put God at the center of the marriage, because only through Him you can a couple work through the challenges. There we go. Pastor Gelder had said just now that he's brilliant. He excited to see the young people dissecting such a hard topic, you know, because of all the I would say the heaviness that is weighing down on marriages today, and how it is going in the direction that it's going through, and the hardships that a lot of people are facing. So then Adrian say, amen, brother. Today we have too much disposable marriages.
Hey.
Oh, wow. The biodegradable. Anyways, marriages, young people, marriage is for life.
All right, I received a PM. Ellen said that she was not referring to not being married. She was referring to JR bringing his wife.
That's what I thought.
On camera.
That's what I thought.
So, we appreciate the comments that you all have joined us this evening and how vocal you've been.
Yes.
And we hope that you learned.
You know, I like this series that we were doing. I think it was different from all the others, and it brought something different. And I feel like I want to go more. Maybe we could do it single life edition. Maybe we could do it. I don't know.
We can get back to that because we enjoy bringing you quality content.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So there's more. I promise you there's more, because I will give you an inside scoop. Next month is You Come Alive's 1 year anniversary.
Yes! I'm excited! It's almost a year that we've been doing this. Man, I feel like where I say? We start this.
Right.
We started this and we're still holding on here. I mean, we missed one of our co-hosts, but shout out to KLI Skiliana. But we're still here. Now, what are we going to do?
Which we can't give the people all of the information yet. But there will be some very interesting things coming in next month. I promise you. So if you're not yet following and subscribed and liking our content, you might want to do so now because there's word of giveaway. Details to come. But if you don't watch, if you don't share, if you don't comment, you may lose the opportunity, and that's the same.
Adrian says one of the topics we can go into next is what is crippling our youths in the church.
Hey, oh, see, see.
Okay, don't worry, Adrian. We'll put that there. Man, I want to say something just now before. Oh, I not forget after this. If you guys want to see this show continue on